Well, there's only going to be one winner in the technological battle, and that, from my perspective, is very clearly China. China's education system is growing and becoming stronger. China's power in STEM subjects is growing and becoming stronger. And Western countries, not just the US, but Western countries in general, are losing their preeminence in that particular field. So as the century moves forward, I don't have any doubt that China is going to win the technological battle from a technological perspective. But there is also a political element to the battle, and that is where the Western countries and the US are much stronger. I sometimes put it this way: whoever controls the megaphone controls the message. And at the moment, it is the West, and particularly the US, who control the megaphone and therefore who control the message. And if you take an example like Huawei, Huawei's position, whole history, has been significantly misrepresented to the Western public, to the US public. They've been turned into a threat. I mean, Huawei grew in China when China had no telecommunications industry at all, when telecommunications in China belonged to Western countries. And Huawei achieved preeminence by doing things that they weren't interested in doing, by travelling to not remote parts of China, but travelling outside of the main centres of population and working there and building their strength there. And Huawei became the telecommunications giant is by sheer hard work, the kind of hard work that typifies China as a country and China as a people. But I would expect incidents like Huawei to recur, simply because that's the tool that the US has. When you've only got a hammer, everything looks like a nail, and Huawei looks like a nail to the US.
It's never been a good bet to bet against America. The largest investment in semiconductor manufacturing in American history.
Well, it takes two to tango. It takes two people to make peace. One person can make war. I would put it this way: China's a win-win country. China's attitude to relationships with other countries is, if you win, we win. And that is a sane and sound attitude. America is much more of a win-lose country, both at an individual level and at a national level. They can't appreciate victory unless they can see a beaten foe. It's got to be I win, you lose. And that is very much reflected on an individual level. I mean, a lot of violence, a lot of anger in the US turned against itself. And that's what it comes down to fundamentally. It's win-lose and win-win. America has been the top dog for not a very, very long time in historical terms, but a long time in individual terms. People living in America today are living as the third or fourth generation of Americans who were the top dog. And they see themselves as being the top dog. And America has a real problem with not being first. From their perspective, number one is their rightful position, and they find it very, very difficult to relate to anybody that threatens that predominance.